Hey everybody, just wanted to come on here really quick without announcing because I've been away. I've been away from Instagram for a very, very long time. I just wanted to come and give an update and try and do some Q&A. If there is some Q&A, and if there isn't any, then we'll just, check in, go live for a quick update and see what's coming up for any of you. On my end, I have just been traveling around India, really been doing non-stop stuff. I went to Delhi where I did an event for Karma Ayurveda, and that was actually a really cool event because we spoke about youth and longevity, and it was a very short talk with some great tips as to how to extend your youth, how to make it much longer. Merry Christmas, all of you. Merry Christmas. And so we did that basically where we did that, and then I recorded a few podcasts while I was still in Delhi and spoke about men's health and Ayurveda, veganism and Ayurveda, a bunch of cool stuff. I went to Jodhpur for a family wedding. I'm back in Mumbai, just really living it up. Let's do that. Okay, Aarti, let's do that. Let's talk about my theory of karma, and I'm going to find the orientation to actually talk about it right now. So let me jump right into it. So when we are younger and we're taught about karma, we are essentially told that you do a certain amount of good or bad, and that's kind of paid back to you. So it doesn't matter how much you transform as a human being. I mean, this is what you're told, that it doesn't matter how much you're transformed as a human being. If you've done something bad at any point in your life, it's going to come back to bite you. Now, to me, that just never made sense. It's like, if you reformed, why would something from the past come back to bite you? Because sometimes just even like your own penance, your own guilt, by itself is actually a redemption enough, So it didn't make sense to me. So anyways, I thought about this further. And what I basically realized is that this theory of karma is not accurate at all. And this is why, right? This give and take, right? That if you do something, something will happen to you again, is actually only true when you have not broken your sanskaras. Now let's go into what are sanskaras, and then we will be able to understand this better. So sanskaras are tendencies that we carry from lifetime to lifetime. They're scripts, they're tendencies, they're things that you really pick on and get exaggerated in childhood from birth to birth. So for example, somebody's samskara may be that they get really upset when somebody lies, or somebody's samskara is to lie. So as long as we hold on to that samskara, right, we create bondages around it. That maybe you've lied, maybe you've it just creates bondages because of the samskara. The samskara creates the karma. And the samskara is very magnetic. So as long as the samskara exists, the bondage of karma, you'll keep lying and you'll keep getting payback. But what happens when that samskara breaks? What happens when you let's say, reform and break that samskara? What then happens is that all the karma that you had tied, that was associated with that particular samskara, gets annihilated. So it's not that you have to actually go back and do a payback for all of your actions. The payback is enough in dropping the samskara. So it is so illogical when people say that your whole life is about debit and credit. No, makes no sense. The whole life is about that the karma is attached magnetically to the samskaras. And as long as the samskaras exist, your give and take will exist. The minute the greed, the anger, the whatever, all of these negative emotions, the minute they drop, all the karmas associated with it just kind of get annihilated, and there's no payback that's left. And that's why overnight people can get enlightenment and really move to a higher space. So I hope that made sense, Aarti. I don't know if I'm in the best mind state to explain something so complicated, but I tried. what fruits can you have postpartum and what should we avoid? You definitely want to avoid anything that's too tarty, anything that's too sour. But what you can have is a little bit of pomegranate, a little bit of papaya maybe, and cooked apples. Yeah, basically, right? Avicenna Ayurveda. That samskaras are really that pole that hold on to, that keep that karma going. So if there is any other questions, I'll be happy to answer them. But I just wanted to come on live here, do a quick check-in because I've been absconding forever. I have reposted some of my old videos, but otherwise, for the most part, I've been absconding. And I think I will be back next Saturday doing a live. But just in case anybody has questions, bring them on right now while I take a few sips of my Tulsi tea. That's a very broad question, how to take care of skin. I've done several talks on it, several workshops on it, so I'm not going to go into details about it. Merry Christmas. Yeah, karma is not only bad actions. I mean, karma is anything that bonds us to the world, right? Anything you do from an emotion becomes karma. Anything you do from a samskara, love, hate, greed, lust, anger, and the lower and the stronger the emotion, the lower the emotion, the stronger the karma bondage. Hi Nisha, lovely to see you as well. What were the questions from the audience at Karma mostly around? Just what to eat. So I gave them a basic concept of youth and longevity, and I will be doing a workshop in Jan around youth and longevity. So I give them a basic understanding of what really youth and longevity means, and then what kind of food and lifestyle and practices you can do to keep that going. So my views on Pitra and Matra doshas that lead us. So I'll be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure, but now since you asked the question, I am actually going to dwell on it, and I'm sure I'll come up with something. To me, this is basically the bondages, the strong bondages that we carry. We kind of carry the strongest bondages related to our samskaras with our family, and everybody who has that kind of same give and take kind of gets bonded together. And then it really is like this deep bond, which kind of like, oh, grandfather was like this, and then he did certain things to his son, and then the son turned out like this, and then that happened to his son, and it kind of like goes on ancestrally. And I think to sort that at the root energetically, you are the universe and you're not equal to even a speck of the universe. How do these two thoughts go hand in hand? It absolutely goes hand in hand, right? So when we think about us as matter, when we limit ourselves to matter, we're not even a speck in this whole universe of matter. But we are in fact not actually matter. But when we kind of associate ourselves with this matter, with this ego, with this body, I mean, we're not even microscopic in the views of, like, let's say there was somebody who was watching everything on this, in this universe. He would not even notice us. We would be less than microscopic, like not even microscopic, right? But here we're talking of matter. But when we dissolve that matter, all we are left is this great, just this vibration, which is the universe, which is a part of the universe. So the matter is formed from that vibration. So when we are in our essence, beyond the matter, we are the universe because we are one with the cosmos. The minute we attach matter to us and become me, we are just like this much. I hope that made sense. I absolutely believe in past and future lives, right? So why and how? I think it just comes from a deep knowing. I just know, I feel like I just know it very, very deeply. I don't think I can intellectually explain it, but what I can tell you intellectually is there's a reason why we're all born. We're not born on a level playing field. We're just shedding bodies, from one life to another. Because there's only so much that this body can endure in one life, and just so much that we can open up in our Pandora's box. And we open up a Pandora's box each lifetime and we say, what is it that I want to deal with in this life? And then based on what we've done, we kind of subconsciously set an intention for what we really want in our next life. And I know, like, I'm basically planning for my next life from now. And it's not a morbid thought. It's not like, oh my God, I'm going to put off things for today. I also have the intention to experience everything that I want to experience in this life and then open up more possibilities for my next. But it just comes from a deep knowing. And I feel like some of the meditations have brought that about, right? I have done past life regressions, but that's not why I believe in this. I always just knew that this happens, this exists. Do I have a take on black seed oil? Is it consumption? So it's a little bit warming in Ayurveda. I know it's very well consumed in the West, but in the Ayurvedic perspective, it's a little bit warming. So I'm a little careful of its consumption. Thank you, Sohail. I love that question about can you talk about Jwara and what do you think of COVID? I hope you can attend my next Saturday live and ask me the same question because I'd like to get into it a little bit more deeply. Can we break through if they do not align with our present nature? If you're talking about the Matra and Pitra dosha, you absolutely can. There's one generation that can come about and just break all of those bondages. You can just really rise to such a height that all of those bondages which have ancestrally gone on can just dissolve and disperse. Buttermilk can be consumed in the winters, that is correct. You find it difficult to focus and activate your chakras? I think it's just practice. Is it just enough for you to work on to reduce our samskaras to break the bondage, or should everyone around us? Not at all. You just need to break your sanskaras. It's amazing. You break your sanskara and suddenly something huge opens up in that space, right? So let's say you're saying, I'm going to break my samskaras in relationships one at a time. And actually that's what I do. And that's the work I do with my therapist as well. When I say, hey, this is the area I want to work on. And then I really examine curiously for the samskaras present in that department. And then the minute those samskaras break, like huge things which you would never imagine happen overnight. How do we let go of our rigid old belief system? Again, that, right? We examine the samskaras. They always come from some fear, some conditioning. And it's that fear that we have to sit with and get over, examining the fear rather than the belief system. Knowing that, hey, this is just coming from mere fear, or this is just coming from hearsay, or this is coming from the need for approval, this belief system, or this is coming from a need for safety. I think just that self-awareness of where the belief system is coming from allows us to break that belief system. So I think we've done some good questions today. Just wanted to hop on, do this really quick. I wish you guys all a Merry Christmas and a Happy Year, and I will be seeing you soon again.